Because it's that time again. Headphone highlights. All right. Lower that stuff down so I can get in here. Today, we are... Oh gosh, come on. Wearing the Meze 99s. Meze 99s. Come on. There you go. Pretty slick. Pretty nice. They are Romanian, the company. And these are, fun fact, the first set of headphones we have had on the headphone highlights that are wood. This is real wood. Specifically, these are the Meze 99 Noirs, which is again a partnership with Drop. As far as I understand, they're pretty much identical to the regular Meze 99s, the Meze 99 Classics. They just have a different color scheme and maybe slightly different tuning. But I think they're pretty much identical. So they're real wood cups, very nice, very smooth, very soft. I'll have to look up exactly what kind of wood it is. I don't remember. But you got your wood cups. You got this metal, probably spring steel suspension. Not suspension, but, you know, like headband bracket there. And then we have, again, a suspending head strap, headphone strap. Comfort strap, whatever you want to call it, that again just adjusts with kind of some elastics, so they can form fit to you really easily. They are closed. They're closed back dynamic headphone. Nice clean look. Yeah, they're very very subtle design, very clean. They're really nice. The pads are, I'm wearing the default pads, so that's going to give you a hint. These are quite comfortable. They're pretty soft. They're not super duper deep or anything. They're not humongous pads, but they're very soft. They don't have a memory foam, but they don't need it. It's just kind of a really nice, soft protein leather pad. They're very nice, very soft, very comfortable. And they have they're a good size. They're a good little more than 3 knuckle size, so they fit most ears. They fit my ears. If they could fit my ears, they could probably fit your ears. And yeah, they just drop on there. I use that suspension strap, get that fitted, get those around my ears. I got really nice passive noise isolation because of the closed back design and because the pads are form-fitting to my head. So my voice right now, my voice sounds very muffled, and I can't hear my fan anymore. They're nice. Good, nice, closed-back headphones. So for the cloud comfort scale, they're actually very comfortable. There's not a whole lot of clamp force, even though they're very solid on my head. They're not going to go anywhere. But I wouldn't say there's a lot of clamp force. That's not fatiguing here at all. The pressure on the headband is barely noticeable. There's maybe a tiny bit pushing down on me, but it's not making a hot spot on the top of my head. It's just kind of pushing down all around just a little bit, and so it doesn't hurt. It's not, no hot spots anywhere. It's just a little, you know, I can tell something's on my head, whatever. But they're very comfortable. Cloud system, cloud scale, I would put these pretty close to the Fidelio X2s. So I think I gave those an 8. I'll give these an 8 as well. They're not as comfortable as the Ship 9500s because those are just so ridiculously light. Not that these are heavy, but yeah, they're very, very comfortable. Solid 8. 8 out of 10 for cloud comfort. Yeah, they're, in terms of construction, I mean, you can't ask for much else. They're solidly built. Everything's high quality stuff. It's really well machined. Like, you get all these cool little details in there. I'll see if you can see this. Just look the cool machining they used for this. My understanding is that this actually started out as a Kickstarter like in 2015. And they blew up with the original Mezes, the Meze 99 Classics. That was the Kickstarter. That blew up. They had 1 or 2 revisions of it since then. And then they got so well known for this headphone that they, you can see a dead pixel. Where? I'll deal with it later. They look really neat. Yeah, they're really nice. This wood's really nice. It's solid wood, man. So that's got, you know, some bragging rights, in my opinion. Yeah, I got wood headphones. My headphones are carved out of wood. One thing I will mention is that the cable that they come with is actually quite nice. The problem is that it's not the most easy to find cable to replace. It uses these. Wait a minute, what are these? Is this 3.5 millimeter? No way. No. That's not it. Hold up. Yeah. Wow. Okay. That's actually kind of more strange. It's like right in the middle for future reference. Nice and bright. Okay. Oh yeah, I see it now. It's right here. It's fine. I just gotta do a reset on the camera and it'll go away. So yeah, these are double termination, 3.5 millimeter audio terminations, which, you know, 3.5 millimeter is standard, bog standard stuff. The problem is that it uses these really deep inserts in the cups to get them in there. So you can't just go and grab any 3.5 millimeter. It has to be ones that have this weird, long, skinny termination to really get it in there. See how like long these are? In comparison, here is a regular one. So it just kind of, come on. Forget the microphone. Don't pay attention to the microphone. So yeah. Nope. No. Oh, camera stuff is fun. Yeah, so this, look how much skinnier this one is compared to this one. It needs to be a very thin termination like this in order for it to go inside the cups. So that's unfortunate. That kind of sucks because, like I said, that's going to be a lot more difficult to find replacements for. But luckily, the cable it comes with is quite nice. It's got a nice fabric weave on it. It actually has a microphone on it if you care for that kind of thing. And it's not super long. It's like maybe a 4 or 5 foot long cable. So perfect for me. And kind of a necessity in this cable is the only kind of drawback to the design of this, because it looks super clean. It's really nice. Have you had a replacement cable yet? For these, no. I am still using the original cables because I still like it, and I don't want to go through the trouble of trying to find a replacement. I'm perfectly happy with the one it came with. So the only really problem with this design is that it is absolutely uniform. Like it's just perfectly straight this way, perfectly straight this way. It's a perfect mirror of itself. So if okay, which is the right way to wear this thing? Which is the right channel? Which is the left channel? It's not super easy to tell. The only way to tell on the headphone itself is right here on the headband. It's going to be really hard for you to see this, I think. But right here where my finger is, there's a little R to indicate the right channel. That's it. That is the only indication you get on the headphone, which channel is which. Luckily, the cable helps a little bit because it has printed on it little, come on, you can do it, you can do it, little L's and R's. There you go. So once you figure out where that frickin' R is, you can, boop, pop that one in there, and boop, pop that one in there. And now it's, you know, still not super easy, but you got at least that little R there to indicate which channel goes where. So that's a little frustrating, but it's not the end of the world. A little subtle, yes, very, very subtle. So yeah, they're very comfortable, very well built. They are wood. Wood's always cool. Let's see. Let's, I guess, just jump right into the sound. So these are... The mic is on the left wire. Yes, it is. Right here. Left wire. You're right. I've never used the mic. I'm sure it's fine. You know, as good as a headphone, like, mobile mic could be. But, you know, the fact that you're just getting that, you don't have to pay extra for it or anything. It just comes with it. I think this actually comes with another inline mic, yes. It comes with another set of cables, I think, without the microphone. I don't remember. There was a reason why I'm not using it. I can't remember. It must have just been more like, just not as nice as this, even though it didn't come with the microphone. But what these do come with, which is really nice, is an additional pair of pads. Not like with the 17.7Xs, though. The extra pair of pads that these come with are identical to the pads that are on them. So it's just an extra pair. So that's nice. That's nice for them to just do. So if you need to, for whatever reason, replace your pads, you don't have to go out and find a replacement and buy them. They come with them. But these are the original pads, and I've had these headphones for several years, and they're showing zero sign of wear and tear. They look brand new. So I don't foresee that ever being a problem for anyone. Okay, so sound. These are so pleasing to listen to. They are like butter. They're very warm. They're a little bit dark. They got some good, satisfying, punchy low end. Good amount of present mid range, and the high end is admittedly controlled. Not super high, but it's brought down a little bit, so it's avoiding any kind of, you know, painful sibilance. So these do something that's really interesting, and why I call them why I say they're so buttery is these make whatever music you have sound good. It doesn't matter what you have. They will make it sound good. It's not that they don't have detail. They do. They just don't have as much detail as some other really high-end audiophile headphones. But that's actually to their benefit. Because the thing about getting into really high-end audiophile headphones is a lot of them strive for like super pristine, crisp detail, right? And while that's obviously very good in of itself, the problem you get with really high-end, really analytical, really detailed headphones is you're going to learn pretty quickly how bad a lot of your music is. And what I mean by that is the recording quality of your music. So very high-end, very detailed and analytical headphones are honest. They are revealing. They will let you know this song that you have liked, for 15 to 20 years since you were in high school, it was recorded in a really shitty studio with really shitty microphones. And now you get to hear all that. So, I should maybe explain that a little bit. And we got Escalda here, so he can really kind of verify this and maybe go even more into more detail about it. But in general, music, the way that it is produced and recorded, can vary in the quality of that recording. So a lot of the really popular stuff that you hear on the radio is recorded at the big major studios that mass record all these bands and all this music to put on the radio, because that's how you get your music listened to by a mass audience. The radio. That's how people learn about you. That's how people start to buy your albums. The thing about the radio, though, is that radios don't sound great. So what they end up doing to make the recording sound as good as it can on a radio is basically to record everything at maximum. Your high end, your mid range, your low end, everything is set to max, so you can record the most out of it. And the result is, sure, maybe it sounds okay on the radio, but unfortunately it means that that's why I like neutral headphones and speakers, is as close to what the studio meant to do with the sound. Right. Exactly. Especially, and Alcalde here, he's a musician, he's an audio engineer, so that's something that he really needs. He needs that neutrality, he needs that honesty, so that he can really he's able to monitor what he's doing and hear the nuances. He needs that detail, he needs that flat frequency response, so that he understands the nuances of everything that he's doing. But Alcalde is an artist, so he's recording his stuff properly. Big major studios, they record stuff for the radio. They need everything to just be whoop, as high as it can go, so it could be as loud as you want, because at the end of the day, really, the only way to make something sound okay on the radio is for it to just kind of be really loud, So, my favorite band is Muse. I love Muse. I could listen to every song, every album over and over and over again. I'll never get tired of it. But I have to admit that Muse has shitty recording, because a lot of their stuff is recorded in these big, major, mass-produced studios for the radio. A contrast, like the opposite side of that, when you have someone who is recording properly, a really good example would be like movie soundtracks, movie scores, because there's a difference in the purpose and the situation. You aren't a popular artist. I'm gonna forget what I just said, because that doesn't apply. You're not an artist who has to really cram stuff out super, super fast. You have a crazy to make deadline, and you just have to get it out the door and start selling your albums, right? That's what a lot of bands have to do. They have to work really, really fast. Daft Punk, Random Access Memories is a really well mixed album. I'm sure they are. I'm sure it is. You'll notice that a lot of artists, They will sometimes release like definitive editions kind of their albums or some of their tracks. They'll like re-record it, and the re-recordings are often because obviously the band's really big already, the song's really popular already, people are already buying it, they've already made all the money they want to make off of it, but now they re-record it the way they really want to. Some artists do that. Daft Punk, I'm not surprised, would do that. Muse has done that too. Muse has some really amazing, perfect recorded albums. I love it. But they're really mass-produced stuff. It's just very, get it done, get it out the door. Whereas with something like movie soundtracks, it's a totally different environment. You don't have a major, huge, fast-paced deadline. You are hiring a composer, a well-known composer, who is an artist, and you are paying them an exorbitant amount of money to create the best possible score for your movie. And you are giving them a lot of time to do it. Years to do it, okay? Not just like a couple months or even a couple weeks. They have years to do it right, to get everything they need, to get all the equipment, all the people, all the instruments, all the artists. They're able to get everything they need to do the best job they can. So oftentimes, because they have all this extra time and they have all this money, they're able to really dive into more of the artistry of recording it and do it really properly. Because, music in films, I'm sure you all can agree with this, really invokes emotion. So that stuff has to be really precise. It has to really mean something and have that nuance. You need that nuance when you have music that you're trying to evoke emotion and feeling from. So some composers have an ego, though. Yes, absolutely, some composers have an ego. This is true. Soundtracks are amazing quality. Yes, and so yeah, it's just a completely different way of doing it, a different kind of business model for recording sound, but it makes a difference, and it's a difference that you can't just not only can you hear, but you can even see it. If you have a music player where you listen to your music on your computer that has a sound wave, a sound wave bar visualizer that shows you the audio wave graph of your music, you can tell just by looking at it if the music has been properly recorded. If your music is, Black Holes and Revelations from Muse right off the album, you're going to have, a nice little build-up and then just a brick wall of sound where everything's at max from the top to the bottom, just a solid wall of noise, and then it'll fade off again at the end. So yeah, a rectangle versus an audio waveform. Exactly. So that when they record with everything at max level, that's what you end up with. You have a waveform that's just a block of audio. And when something's properly recorded, they don't max everything out. Everything is very meticulously leveled out to bring out nuance. So rather than having a solid brick wall of audio, you have an actual visual waveform, and you can see like, oh, at this section of the song it dips down and then it comes up and it peaks, but maybe it doesn't go all the way up. It stops a little short because it doesn't want to peak, and then it'll come back down, and you can actually visually see the detail in it, the waveform. You can see it. So you can, just by looking at the waveform, you can kind of very generally tell whether or not something has been recorded for mass production or for actual like artistry. So the problem with really high-end, really detailed, really analytical headphones is they are going to sound amazing for stuff that is properly recorded, but your stuff that is not well recorded, your stuff that was recorded with the intent of it being produced on the radio, you're gonna know, yeah, this isn't recorded very well. And you know, it's a little dramatic to say, but you know, maybe it might ruin your perspective of some songs here and there. So what's nice about these, yep, we're getting back to the headphones, is because they don't have that kind of detail and that kind of analytical nature to them. It's just smooth, butter, warm, a little bit of darkness. It's just comfortable. It's soothing. It makes everything, good or bad recordings, sound awesome. Just smooth and relaxed and comfortable, like you're in a cabin in the woods at night with your fireplace and your big leather couch that you're leaned back in with your, I don't know, cup of hot cocoa or whatever. You got your headphones on and you're reading your book. You got maybe your smoke pipe because you're just that kind of jerk and you're just enjoying your night, having a good relaxing time. That's what these are. So a warm Rex struggle. Snuggle, I'm sorry. A warm Rex snuggle. Right. These are a warm Rex snuggle. Not a Garrus sniper rifle to the face. So, sounds lovely. Yes, they do. They sound lovely. They're wonderful. I've sold you on these. Good. Yeah, they're great. I love them. They're a great full-on package for just easygoing, beautiful sounding listening. Obviously, they're probably not for Escalda for his needs, but if you just want to have a good time with your music, this is the way to go. Okay, let's get back to it. Price, these are $199. They might actually be cheaper now, I'm not sure. But the Meze 99 Classics are a $300 pair of headphones, which are, you know, like these, they're made of wood. Then there's the Meze 99, I forget what they're called, but they're, instead of a wood version, there's a plastic version that's all black. And those are $199, so those are $100 less, which are basically the same. But you can go over to Drop and grab these, which are the Meze 99 Classics with the wood for $199. So why bother getting the plastic version when you can get the wood version at Drop? And that, like, again, I think that they're tuned a little bit differently, because Drop tends to do that, but otherwise they're almost identical. And you get an extra pair of pads. So that's always nice. Yeah, good deal. Good headphones. I dig them. I love them. They're my go-to for just chilling out. All right, back to the game.